The hardest thing for a founder, the one thing that twists the gut every night, is begging for money. Pitch after pitch, call after call, presentation after presentation. It feels like standing in a storm, drenched, holding a sign, hoping someone notices you. Your ideas, your sweat, your every sleepless hour reduced to a desperate ask. Will you give me your money? The crushing vulnerability, the endless repeat of the same broken script, it chips away at your spirit faster than you realize. The more you ask, the more you feel you're losing, not gaining. Investors don't see your fire, just a list of numbers, risks, excuses, reasons to say no. It's exhausting. It's humiliating. And it's the very thing everyone tells you to do if you want to grow, if you want to survive. But what if the answer isn't asking more? What if the key is to stop asking altogether? What if every call, every pitch, every please look at this is actually what's killing your chances? Imagine ditching the script. Imagine not needing to convince, persuade, or grovel for funds. Imagine a different world where your capital doesn't come from the usual exhausting grind, but from something far stronger, magnetic, undeniable, unstoppable. This isn't about luck. It's not a magic trick. It's a revolution in how capital finds you. Because when your passion, your vision, your soul align perfectly, the asking becomes irrelevant. See, investors don't just back ideas. They back people. They back certainty in chaos. When you constantly ask, you project doubt, even if you don't mean to. It's like screaming, "I need you." But what they truly want is to hear, "I'm ready and I'm unstoppable." When the question hangs in the air, it weakens your power. Once you stop begging, once you shift from being the seeker to becoming the force that's sought, you move from reactive to magnetic. You change the game. How to get there? It starts with your mindset. Stop thinking like a person asking for a favor. Start thinking like a creator who demands their future. Belief is your first capital. If you don't believe fiercely in your vision, no one else can. This is not about fake confidence. This is about deep, raw, ruthless faith, knowing that your idea can change everything, because it must change everything. Burn the script of asking. Burn the fear of rejection. Because that fear is just a cage, and every founder who breaks free understands this. The system has no place for the rare, the fearless, the relentless. Next, focus ruthlessly on your network. Not just any connections, but the few who burn as fiercely as you do. This is where most fail. They chase numbers, likes, empty introductions, but synergy is not found in quantity. It is forged with the few who mirror your fire. Your capital will come from those rare souls who see your spark, who don't just hear your pitch, but feel it in their bones. But to find them, you have to stop the asking and start creating. Show, don't tell. Make so much noise in your craft, in your product, your story, your relentless work that they come to you. Because when you chase, you appear weak. When you attract, you are a force. That magnetism can only happen when the world senses you're not desperate. You're inevitable. Now here's where it gets radical. Don't build for pleasing the system. The system is built to reward mediocrity, to drown real fire in processes, rules, approval chains. Your mission isn't to fit in, it's to break out. Align yourself not with investors or founders who want safe bets, but with those who are ready to tear down the old and build the new. Real capital flows to the creators, the transformers, the rebels, not after you ask, but because they want to flip their worlds alongside you. When you embody that energy, the asking dies and the partnership is born. This means mastering your story, not as an ask, but as a movement. Speak not about what you want, but what you're building and why the world cannot live without it. Make your vision feel like a wildfire, something unstoppable, something that demands attention simply because it's true, raw, and urgent. Investors can smell desperation a mile away. They can hear it in your voice, but they crave authenticity, power, and courage. To unlock that, you must shed the masks, the scripts, the polished lines. Vulnerability here is not weakness. It's strength. It's proof you're real. But don't blend it with need. Let vulnerability be the spark that lights their own courage to join you, not a plea for help. And then, the secret you won't hear everywhere: patience is your weapon. Capital is not a sprint. It's a marathon of trust, of building layers, first of value, then of belief, then of shared destiny. When you stop asking, you give yourself room to build that trust naturally. You let your work speak. You let your network grow in meaning. You let the right investors find you, not the other way around. This patience isn't passive. It's a fierce waiting, a lurking promise that when you move with a force that cannot be ignored. This shift, from asking to magnetizing, doesn't just change how money comes, it changes everything. It reclaims your freedom from a system built to keep you small and scared. It frees you to focus on what matters: creating, building, burning bright. Because real fundraising isn't about dollars, it's about alignment. It's about finding those few rare souls whose fire mixes perfectly with yours. And together, you build something no one else can. Something the system never dreamed possible because it never imagined a force so unshakable could exist outside its rules. So stop asking. Stop lowering yourself to the tired dance of desperation. Turn your life, your work, your very being into a beacon, not for money, but for the few who are ready to set the world on fire with you. Raise your standards higher than capital itself. Raise your vision so high it becomes gravity. And watch as the right energy, the right power, the real capital flows without a single ask. Because the best way to raise capital is to stop asking and start becoming exactly who the future has been waiting for.